Hey guys, so I know it's been a super long time since I've made a video. I've just been kind of, I don't know, just having a little bit of a hard time with my journey, and I haven't really felt the desire to make a video. I haven't really felt the desire to sit and talk it over and sit in front of this camera, discuss it, but I decided today that I really needed to do that. I didn't realize how much I didn't talk about what is going on in my life, and nothing is like life threatening. I'm still alive. I've still got air in my lungs. I'm still married by a man who loves me, and God reminded me on Sunday that He is still God and still on His throne, but I'm human and I have troubles in my life, and sometimes I don't know how to deal with them, and sometimes I don't know how to make sense of them. But I realized that not talking about them and acting like everything is okay 24/7 is actually worse than just being real and open and talking about them. So I decided today, some of you probably saw my post on Facebook, and I decided that I would get back to making videos and try my best to do them a little bit more regular and just kind of go over what's been happening. I know it's been quite a while. I haven't really looked at the last time that I made a video. I know it's been at least, I think it was right after Christmas when I made my last video. So as far as things that have happened, and in case you forgot exactly what's going on, I will link my my first video down below, so you can maybe watch that as a refresher, because I don't want to go through the details again as far as what exactly is happening. So for time purposes, I will link that video down below. Check it out if you need a refresher, or if this is the first time watching a video, and you can find out exactly what is going on in my body. But since my last checkup with you guys, I went for blood work, and my blood work, my prolactin levels had actually, in my first 6 weeks, they were cut in half. So I started at like 232, and in 6 weeks they went down to 116, which was like so exciting. I was like, yes, praise God, it's working. I was really encouraged by it. Still really sick on the medicine. Whenever I would take my medicine for the next day or two, I was just really not feeling good. I had headaches, vomiting, nausea. I started experiencing some dizziness, and just overall not feeling myself. I was pushing through because the levels literally were cut in half in 6 weeks. And I was like, that is awesome. So Dr. Michael Jenin, my doctor, he said to keep just doing what I was doing, keep on the same dose, and we'll see you again in 6 weeks. So another 6 weeks went by. I checked again, and they increased slightly. They went from 116 to 122. Wasn't super bad, but they should have dropped. So Dr. Jenin said, they're just not dropping as much as quickly as I would like them to, so I'm going to double you up. So previous to that, I was taking cabergoline, and I was taking, the pill is a half milligram pill. It's a really little pill. I was taking 1 pill a week. So I was taking half a pill twice a week, so half a milligram once a week. So I doubled that up. So I was taking 1 milligram a week. So 1 full pill twice a week. Makes sense. And instantly I was like, oh, this medicine is already making me sick enough. I don't really want to take more. Was kind of discouraged by that. But I thought, you know what? It's okay. Levels need to go down. I'll do what I've got to do. So I double up my doses. I started taking 1 milligram a week, and I really didn't have any negative side effects. Actually, after that, and I've only technically been on double dose for about a week and a half now, not that long, but I've actually felt surprisingly good. I mean, mood-wise, I'm really good. One of the side effects that, if you read online, they will tell you to be aware of impulse behavior. So because it creates so much dopamine in your brain that it can make you just feel really happy about a lot of stuff. So I haven't really felt any impulsive behavior, but I've just been feeling overall mentally good. There have been some times, some days here and there where I'm just not feeling the best, waking up and not to get too graphic, but I would wake up and I'd be standing at my sink doing my hair and makeup, and I would literally just turn to the toilet and just throw up and then go right back to doing my hair and makeup. It just got to the point where it was just involuntarily throwing up. Now, don't get me wrong, that was not every day. It was mainly just after I took the medicine, which again is normal. I know, like, my daddy freaks out when I tell him I'm vomiting because he's my dad, but that stuff is normal. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm like something's wrong with me. That those are all normal side effects of the medicine. So fast forward to like this last weekend, I started experiencing really extreme cramping, like pelvic and lady part cramping, more than I think I ever have. It was very uncomfortable, very just painful, really bad cramping, really like bloated feeling, and just overall just not feeling good at all. I, of course, got on Google yesterday morning, and well, the night before, so it would have been Sunday night. I got on Google, had myself diagnosed with like an ectopic pregnancy. I don't even know where my mind got that from, because technically I still can't even get pregnant, let alone have an ectopic pregnancy. For those of you that don't know what an ectopic pregnancy is, it's where the fertilized egg basically, instead of planting in the uterus, will plant itself in the fallopian tube. And if not caught early enough, you risk losing the fallopian tube, bleeding out, death. Like, worst case scenario, my mind was like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, something's wrong. Just because a lot of the symptoms that I read online I fit, but I also fit the symptoms for PMS, like, you know, something a lot more simple. But of course, my mind went worst case scenario. I woke up yesterday morning and I was like, I just need to call my doctor. So I called, left a message with the nurse. She was like, I'll mark this urgent, which got me like freaking out. I'm like, I'm dying. Nurse calls me back and she's like, Dr. Jenin wants you to go get some blood work done. He's really suspicious that maybe your prolactin has just like dropped really quickly, because I had doubled up my dose. So he was like, maybe she's getting ready to start a period, because in theory, once my prolactin drops, that's when my body should start ovulating and menstruating. So he thought the cramps that I was feeling was just menstrual cramps. Which, how dumb do you have to feel to like call into the doctor for them to be like, honey, it's just menstrual cramps? But anyway, I go to the hospital here in town, get blood work done. I was expecting it to be like 2 or 3 days before I heard. I got a call today. Nurse said that my levels had gone up to 139, and I instantly was like, oh god, why? Like, my levels are going in the wrong direction. Why? So I got really emotional and just really I initially got really emotional, because, and to some it may seem so trivial, like to go from 122 to 139 is not that big. You know, I've heard these stories of these women where their prolactin levels are like 800, 1600, like just crazy levels, and like 139 is not that bad. But to me it was like just this mental thing, because this medicine was making me so sick. I doubled up on my medicine. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. I'm taking the medicine like I'm supposed to. I don't miss doses. And the level goes up. And so I instantly was like, okay. The nurse proceeded to tell me that Dr. Jenin wanted me to switch up my dosage a little bit. He wanted me to go from, instead of taking 2 whole pills a week, he wanted me to take 1 whole pill one day and then half a pill the second day. So I was like, well, that doesn't make sense. If my levels are rising, why would he want me to decrease in my medicine? So I'm at work, I get the call, I'm emotional, and I'm like, I'm running home and I'm getting my lunch, because I didn't want to like be at work crying. So I left work, came home, got my lunch, and just like, I called my dad and I just lost it over the phone. You know, I was very upset, just very frustrated, and I realized that I was allowing myself to feel a lot of emotions that I haven't allowed myself to feel over the last 3 to 4 months. You know, I hadn't really allowed myself to acknowledge the feelings that I was feeling. Granted, I've had some breakdowns. You know, I don't want to lie and say that I've been perfect, you know, emotionally this whole time. I've had a few, but I hadn't really felt like, I hadn't really embraced the emotions and the feelings and the thoughts that I had been having. So I sat outside my apartment on the phone with my dad and just cried, and I was like, I was so frustrated. I don't know why the levels are going up. They're supposed to be going down. I just mentally not in a good place. Came inside, grabbed my lunch, just crying, like the whole time. Like my cat probably thought I was psychotic. Crying. And I texted my husband and I was like, if God doesn't want to give me a baby, then can he at least just take away the desire for me to have a baby? I think that that's been the biggest, struggle internally, is that I've wanted to be a mother since I was like a little girl. Like, I remember when my mom found out that she was having my brother, and I knew right then and there that one day I wanted to be a mom. One day I wanted to conceive a child and feel it, inside of me, and then give birth and raise that human. My biggest struggle was, if God didn't want to give me that, then why is he allowing me to have that desire, And so I texted Silas and I was like, if God does not want me to have a baby, then can he at least just take away the desire to have one? Because I cannot live every day of my life with a broken heart. I can't. Because mentally, every day that I wake up and I hear someone else getting pregnant, or I see pictures online of women with positive pregnancy tests and ultrasounds and their bellies growing and their kids walking, and it's a reminder that I don't have that. And so every day I might seem fine. You might see me out in public, or you might see me at church or whatever, but deep down there's a missing part inside of my heart. And for whatever reason, I don't know, but for whatever reason, God is allowing me to not have that right now. So I've prayed, if you don't want to give me a baby for whatever reason that is, then just take away the desire, take away that hunger, like that literal physical ache to have a child. Take that away. So anyway, I cleaned myself up, fixed my makeup, dried those tears, and I told myself, I said, I don't have any other choice but to continue. What do? Do I hole myself up in my bedroom and never leave my house and become depressed? And what do? I could keep living and I could keep functioning and I can keep going forward and I can keep praising Jesus, or I could let this consume me and destroy me and control me. And I only see one option. My choice is to keep going. So I fixed myself, dried those tears, allowed myself to feel those feelings, because I think it's important that when things go wrong and when things don't go according to how we planned them, allow yourself to feel those emotions. Allow yourself to sprawl out on your kitchen floor and cry. Allow yourself to be angry. Allow yourself to feel jealous or whatever it is that you need to experience in that moment. But then also you need to be able to dust yourself off, pick yourself up, and keep going, because what other option do you have? You can only go forward. You just got to keep on moving. You got to keep going. So that's what I did. And I went back to work, and, my coworkers were kind of like, hey, what's wrong? Are you okay? And I didn't really open up a whole lot, just because I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't want to talk about it a whole lot, but I don't, because first of all, I don't want sympathy comments. I don't want oh, it's okay, it'll happen in God's timing. And I appreciate that, and I understand that people mean well with that, but I don't want sympathy. I'd rather someone come up to me and say, you know what you're going through sucks, and what you're dealing with is not fair, but I'm gonna be right next to you as you go through it. I don't want everything will work out, and if you just keep with the faith, everything will be fine. And no, come on, can we just be real? This sucks. Yes, I have faith. Yes, I trust in Jesus. Yes, I know that he is in control, and I know that his plans are far better than mine. I get that. I don't doubt that for 1 second. But let's just call it how it is for just one time. Just for one time, let's just be honest and say that this sucks. This isn't fair. No woman should have to struggle to have a child. It shouldn't be that way. But we live in an imperfect world with imperfect bodies. And so sometimes we have to go through these things. But I'm starting to rant, and I'm sorry. I went back to work and I bucked it up and I went on with my day. And when my nurse had called me, I had requested that Dr. didn't call me because I had some questions. I wanted to question what could cause this random spike, even though I doubled up in my medicine, and I wanted to know why he was choosing to cut back on one of my days to half a pill. He finally called me about 3 o'clock. And I asked him, and he said, here's the thing. I'm not calling this increase a spike. He said that because normally when I get my blood work done by him, I'm doing it through the Springfield Clinic in Lincoln, which is what he's affiliated with. And so it's done in the same lab. Yesterday when he wanted me to go, I had to work, so I couldn't really just drive to Lincoln. So I went to the hospital here in town, which then caused my blood work to be tested by a different lab. So different labs have different parameters for what they use to basically grade your blood work on. So he really wasn't concerned. He really wasn't calling it a spike. He really wasn't considering it an issue. He just said that it might be a little bit higher because I went to a different lab and they've just got a different parameter. So that initially made me feel really good. I was like, okay, so it's not my body just continuing to reject itself. Like, it's just a different lab with different parameters. Okay. Then I asked him, why are you decreasing my medicine? And he proceeded to tell me that the cramping that I was experiencing over the weekend could be one of three things. It could be something completely unrelated to the treatment and the medicine and the prolactin. It could be my period getting ready to start, or it could be directly related to the medicine. Now, with my prolactin still elevated, he doesn't suspect my period starting, tomorrow. So he says more than likely the cramps were related to the fact that I had doubled up on my medicine. So he said the medicine is one thing that we can change. He doesn't want to go all the way back to my original dosage of 1 pill a week because obviously that wasn't working, that wasn't doing the job. But he didn't want to give me too much medicine to where I feel like death 4 days out of 7. So he said we'll do 1 pill on one day and then half a pill on a second day. So that felt really good to get some answers. I'm glad that I had called him. I'm glad that I didn't just take it as an answer. I'm glad that I requested for him to call me back and ask some questions, purely because now I know. Now I have a little bit of an explanation. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Prolactin is currently at, I'll call it 125. I don't know. It was at 122. That was at 139. I don't really know what the accurate is because I went to a different lab, but I'll just call it 139. That's just what I'll call it. And I go back April 14th for more blood work. He said that it's literally every 6 weeks. I just have to get more blood work, and then we test, and then we see where we're at, and then we adjust and evaluate accordingly. So it's a waiting game, which is not easy. It's not easy at all. So that's basically where I'm at with my medicine right now. Like I said, I go back April 14th for some more checkups. I definitely hope to start doing videos a little bit more regular like I had planned on. I did not mean to go this long without filming a video, but like I said, it was just kind of weird for me to talk about it, but I want to get better at talking about it. I don't want infertility to be such a taboo conversation. Like, I don't know why women feel like they can't talk about infertility or miscarriages or any, pregnancy problems or whatever. Like, I don't know why that is such a hard thing, but I'm hoping that through my openness and my videos that I can make even one woman a little bit more comfortable with talking about her journey. So I love you guys. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so that way when I do post more videos you are notified, and also give it a thumbs up. It would make me really happy if I got some thumbs up, and leave a comment below if you watched as well. I love you guys. Bye.